Welcome to the DLT Inside Scoop for February 28th, 2025. Let's dive right into it. First up, we have new Medusa. So this is the first run of the full G10 Medusa Auto. We have only a single color left, which is this blue and black. So G10 on both sides. Super cool. These are running 3 inches on the blade, Magna Cut steel, 7.5 overall. Let's give a full hand look here. So super comfortable. They are relatively thick, but with that thickness, you get a more substantial feeling knife in the hand. And the G10 is relatively lightweight, super fast action. So cool stuff out of Heretic. Dropping today, we have a new set of Finch knives. This is the Stray Dog. We have a couple different handle options here. We'll run through these real quick as far as the configurations go. So we have, they're calling this soda resin acrylic. We have Sequoia micarta, and this is Snowfire fat carbon. We'll get that nice and close for you. So standard rear flipper, relatively wide blade here. In hand. This is 3 1/4 on the blade, 7.5 overall. So it is a full size knife, but not oversized. So kind of just that perfect EDC size. And we'll get a close up on some of these other handle configurations. These are all frame locks. I didn't specify that. So we've got the frame lock here. Some people are calling these bolster locks because it is integrated with the bolster, but if we look at the actual mechanism, it is part of the frame. It's just covered by the handle material. So I'm not sure who came up with the bolster lock naming, but I don't like it. It is a frame lock. And I'm not to call Finch out specifically because I don't know if that's what they call it, but a lot of people have started doing that. And the last one, this is the micarta. This is with the blacked out blade, and looks good with that OD green. So this is dropping today. Next, we have some new Microtechs and one out of the Marfione Custom line. So we'll start with the Marfione Custom. This is the Atreus, at least that's how I believe it's pronounced. Super cool. This does have their zero blade play technology in it. We've had a few of these configurations. This one is Cryo Ice DLC. We've got a very small inlay of titanium that has been flamed, matching flame tie here on the handle with carbon fiber, and the base of it being aluminum. Carbon fiber button, so really cool touch there. We've had multiple configurations. This will be the first flamed, and this is the first blacked out DLC that I recall seeing. In hand, it's great. With the Marfione Customs, you do get some additions. So we get the nice zip pouch, has a metal little patch there, comes with the bag. Then you've got the fancy Marfione Custom box, so magnetic closure with microfiber, then the certificate. So generally Marfione Customs are going to have this stuff for, I believe this is $22.50, so not a cheap guy, but it is super cool. Then onto the standard Microtech, just some new color options. So we have the MSI. This one is sangria finished. It is super cool. Purple's not for everybody, but it's not like a super obnoxious purple, so it's got a little bit of that fade to it. So just a really cool look on a very cool knife. And these are not that expensive, so the MSIs are really budget friendly, and you get a lot for your money. And I like their ram lock, so it's kind of that bar lock / axis lock, whatever you want to call it. But we've got the raised button here. It's really accessible and easy to handle. And the MSIs also have a reversible pocket clip built in. So take it from this side, bolt it over here, and you're good to go. So MSI, this might not be your color, but check out the MSI because there's a ton of different options for you. Lastly, we've got a Cypher 2. This one happens to be in turquoise. Again, turquoise isn't for everybody, but Cypher 2 in hand, it's just a great feeling knife. This does have their crud cutter technology with the easier to open button, so super simple and fun to play with. And the aesthetics on this are different than the more basic Ultratech UTX 85 and UTX 70 line, so it does provide some traction as well as different look on this frame. Now we're on to Tactile Knife. So we've got 2 different configurations here. We have the Archer. This is running $5.99 on the price tag for the black and purple accents here. There's also a titanium and carbon fiber that's running 659. This is 8.1 inches overall, so a little bit bigger than the previous knives we looked at. 3.4 on the blade with MagnaCut steel. So again, on this frame lock, relatively slim profile. Easy to flip as long as I get my finger on it. And I kind of like this darker, super dark gray with the purple accents. It's a nice little touch. And matching backspacer across to bring out the color. So super fun little knife, nice feeling in hand. Kind of polar opposite to this, we have the Meritor 2. So this is vintage micarta, so try to get that close here. Really good looking micarta, titanium on the backside, a little more basic looking overall, and this is also a liner lock and not a frame lock. Still in hand, feels great. Get your finger behind the thumb disc and get that thing open. So this is running 7.16 overall with a 2.985 inch blade, also running in MagnaCut. So this is not a new model, just a new configuration, and I really like the look of that micarta. All right, now for something totally different. So this is a Hults Bruk axe. This is the Spica. It's S-P-I-K-A, either Spica or Spica. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. This is a smaller version of the AKA, which is A-K-K-A. So keep all that straight. So quick specs on this. I can barely fit it in frame, so we're 17 and a half with a 3-inch cutting edge. The reason I wanted to bring this out, a lot of the axes that we sell, I'm just going to set this thing down so you can keep it in view. We sell a lot of axes. A lot of them are relatively big. So if you're kind of stationary cutting wood, great options. But we have the very small, like Joniker, which is kind of backpack size. We're kind of more down into this size. But we haven't had a lot in like the mid-range that you could strap this to an outside of the pack or get one of the accessory belt carriers and kind of have this on your belt without really weighing you down. So I think it's a really nice piece. Hults Bruk makes great quality stuff. With this, it will come just with a basic blade cover. Like I said, you can get the accessory little belt loop. Kind of looks like a old school carpenter's hammer holder, but they are made in with leather. So kind of cool little piece that you can use to carry this while you're out hiking or just working around your property. So nice piece, Hults Bruk, Spica. Not new to videos, we have more Chris Reeve knives. So this, trying to get it in frame here because it is a little bit bright and this is polished blade. So what's unique about this most recent batch of Chris Reeve, we have polished blade, polished titanium. So it's the titanium under the inlay. We'll get onto the backside here. So they don't polish the lock bar. It just does move. So the flats will be polished. So it adds a nice little touch. We had these come in with bog oak, Macassar ebony, and box elder, which were in the small Sebenza 31, and this happens to be the large. They're still shipping with MagnaCut, and we are expecting that to be the standard. I think we talked about that on the last video, but trying to get this in frame. So really cool. Chris Reeve, it's a classic knife. If you don't have any Chris Reeve, maybe this isn't your first one, or you want to get on the wild side and start with something like this for your first Chris Reeve. But no matter what you get, you're not going to be disappointed, and it's a staple in a lot of people's collection. So get one and find out why. Now we're on to two new bark rivers. So we have the V44 Bowie. I think these have been released. The last video we had talked, these were coming soon. So I want to show them off again. They have done extremely well. We have one of the aged leather micarta handles here in the standard configuration. Just really cool. A2, 9.5 on the blade, just over 15 inches overall, 15 1/8. And in comparison, it makes this taupe Hellcat utility look small, but this is in a normal person, full-size knife. So on this, we are 9.625 overall with a 4.875 inch blade, and this is running CPM 4V steel. So we've got on the backside, this is a collaboration knife. So we've got Taupe's logo on the back, Bark River on the front. A little bit of jimping here with a harpoon style blade, but overall a really nice profile, feels great in the hand. The Taupe does come with a black leather sheath, which is not super standard for Bark River, but Taupe, for his the knives that he makes, generally does black leather, so Bark River matched black leather with all of these Hellcat utilities. This knife will be dropping on March 4th at 2 p.m. Central Time, so keep an eye out for these. All right, now we're on to some new Herman stuff. So we have one folder here. We have a couple different options available, but this one is the Slim. This is running M398 steel, 3.75 on the blade, 8.78 overall. So relatively large knife, super smooth like all the Herman is. This one is a liner lock. And onto the new stuff, pens. I haven't seen pens from them before. I'm not sure if we've had them before or not. I should have looked before recording this, so call me a dummy if you want. We've got click on the top, and unique feature on this, it's a twist on the clip/collar to retract it, which I've never seen before. So pretty unique. This is just a plain finish, and we have a relatively wild flame style finish. So again, click with a twist. So really cool, feels really nice in hand. Personally, I don't like pens that are much smaller than this, so I think it's about the perfect size for EDC or office carry, or if you want to be fancy, maybe a little display on your desk if you want to show off how cool your pen is. So check this out from Herman. These will be available on the 4th at 10 a.m. Central. We're on to some new RGT scales. So these are replacement scales for Victorinox Swiss Army knives in the 91 millimeter. You see they have the factory cutouts for the toothpick and tweezers. They do not have accommodations for if you have like a Swiss Champ where the little pin goes in here. Don't have accommodations for that. Or if you had a series with a pen, just keep that in mind depending on what you're going to put this on. But overall, these are awesome. Relatively lightweight since they are aluminum. Obviously, they're not going to be quite as light as the factory Celador, but man, do they make a significant difference in the feel of any 91 millimeter Swiss Army knife. We have had micarta and titanium from RGT before, so this will be our first batch of aluminum. So I think it's a great balance between looks and cost and feel. So check these out from RGT. Last up, we have Rosecraft Blades. So this is our first foray into this brand. Initially, when I first saw this, I'm like, it's more cheap Chinese junk, whatever. But we had a customer that was adamant. He owned a few pieces. They are excellent quality. So we ordered some in, and I'm quite surprised. They have very nice feel with the half stop here, very solid opening. This specific model I am not overly fond of. I wish the nail nick was out a little bit. So in the closed position, it is a little tight to the pivot up here. But the execution on these is significantly better than I thought they ever would be. So different model. Again, solid half stop, nice open, and most of these, they're not overly expensive, so you're getting a lot for your money, and with the close, solid half, then all the way closed. This model is a little bit different. This is a button lock. Generally, when you see a button lock, whether it be from ProTech or any other brand, they're flippers, and you can open them, then use the button to close a knife. This, you have to click the button down to open it. You can flip it open, so I'll try to not do that like a weakling. Open it up, and we're good to go there. Then unlock it and get it closed. So kind of the swayback style, so traditional pattern with a modern twist with it being a button lock. So kind of unique. Not for everybody, not for me, but again, for the price, I think you can have fun with these and not break the bank. So that's going to do it. We're glad you watched. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you on the next one.